On the 6th of April, 2026, 4 astronauts watched Earth disappear behind the moon's horizon. And then they saw something that made NASA scientists scream with delight. For the next 7 hours, they witnessed things that no human eyes had ever seen before. This is what they saw. After 53 years, humans finally returned to the vicinity of the moon. The Artemis II crew, Reid Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Koch, and Canadian astronaut Jeremy Hansen didn't just break records. They saw things we've only dreamed about. They traveled 252,756 miles from Earth, farther than any human has ever gone. And from that incredible vantage point, they documented phenomena that will change how we understand our moon. Let's dive into the 5 most extraordinary things they witnessed. First, they watched Earth set and rise like we watch the moon. At 6:41 p.m. Eastern Time on April 6th, the crew captured Earth setting behind the lunar horizon. Think about that for a second. From their perspective, our entire world, every person, every city, every ocean just disappeared behind the moon's edge. In the foreground of their photo, you can see Ohm crater with its terraced edges and central peaks that formed when the lunar surface liquefied on impact and splashed upward. But here's what's truly stunning. About 40 minutes later, as they emerged from behind the moon, they witnessed Earthrise, our planet, re-emerging from the opposite edge of the lunar horizon. Imagine being so far from home that you watch your entire world set and rise like a blue marble. Commander Reid Wiseman later described the experience as the most special thing that will ever happen in my life. And they were just getting started. Second, they experienced a total solar eclipse that lasted nearly an hour. As the moon passed between their spacecraft and the sun, they witnessed nearly 54 minutes of totality, extending the view far beyond what is possible from Earth. Here's why this matters. During a solar eclipse, the sun's corona, its outermost atmosphere, becomes visible. On Earth, we get maybe a few minutes to study it during a total eclipse. The Artemis II crew had almost an hour. Scientists are now investigating whether the glowing halo they photographed was the corona, zodiacal light, or a combination of both. And because the moon blocked the sun's glare, stars that are typically too faint to see when imaging the moon became readily visible in their photos. But the eclipse gave them one more gift, something that left NASA scientists completely stunned. Third, they watched meteorites slam into the moon in real time. Let me set the scene. As the spacecraft flew between 6,000 and 7,000 kilometers above the lunar far side, the human crew saw new craters forming before their eyes. Commander Wiseman's voice crackled over the radio. That was definitely impact flashes on the moon, and Jeremy just saw another one. Back on Earth, Kelsey Young, the mission's lunar science lead, said, "I don't know if I expected to have the crew see any on this mission. So you probably saw the surprise and shock on my face." There were audible screams of delight from scientists in the science evaluation room. When NASA asked them to describe what they saw, Canadian astronaut Hansen said, "It's a pinprick of light." "I would suspect there were a lot more of them," Wiseman added. "I would say they were a millisecond, like the fastest the camera shutter can open and close, white to bluish white." In total, the crew reported 6 meteoroid impact flashes. To put this in perspective, the Apollo 17 crew saw 3 flashes during their entire mission. The Artemis II crew saw twice as many in just 7 hours. Why does this matter? On Earth, the atmosphere causes most small meteoroids to burn up harmlessly. But on the airless moon, even the tiniest bits of space debris make it all the way to the surface, posing potential risks for equipment and future human bases. These observations are giving scientists crucial data about how often the moon gets hit and what that means for future lunar outposts. Fourth, they photograph the moon's mysterious far side in unprecedented detail. The lunar far side is heavily scarred by craters and has very little of the volcanic basalt that covers parts of the near side. The reason for this difference is a mystery we have yet to solve. During the flyby, the crew documented impact craters, ancient lava flows, and surface fractures that will help scientists study the moon's geologic evolution. They monitored color, brightness, and texture differences across the terrain. One of their photos shows Vavilov crater on the rim of the ancient Hertzsprung Basin, captured at the terminator, the line where lunar day meets night. The long shadows reveal details we've never seen this clearly from a human perspective. For 40 minutes, as they passed behind the moon, communications with Earth were completely cut off. They were truly alone on the far side, seeing regions that billions of humans have never laid eyes on. Fifth, they saw our planetary neighbors in a way we never can from Earth. In one of the most stunning photos from the mission, you can see the moon backlit by the sun during the eclipse, with Earth reflecting sunlight at the left edge. But look closer. The bright spot visible just below the moon's bottom right edge is Saturn. Beyond that, at the right edge of the image, is Mars. From their unique vantage point, with the sun blocked and no atmospheric interference, the crew could see our neighboring worlds with a clarity that's impossible from Earth. This single image captures 4 worlds in one frame: Earth, the Moon, Mars, and Saturn. It's a perspective that only 4 humans have ever experienced. The Artemis II mission lasted just under 10 days. The crew captured these images on the 6th of April, 2026, during a 7-hour flyby. But the scientific data they brought back will be studied for years. NASA Science wrote, "Our 4 Artemis II astronauts took humanity on an incredible journey around the moon and brought back images so exquisite and brimming with science, they will inspire generations to come." And this was just the beginning. Artemis III is scheduled for 2027, with Artemis IV targeting a crewed landing near the moon's south pole in early 2028. What do you think was the most incredible thing they saw? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe button for more space content missions, discoveries, and the universe explained. See you there.